Good morning, champions. Hope your day is going well. I want to talk about who you're getting your advice from. And I want you to look at it this way. Is the person I'm taking this advice from an expert in this field? And I say this because I'm watching a lot of people derail themselves from whether it's a good plan that they've been set on or a path they want to take or whatever. I'm watching people derail themselves because of the opinions of people who have no credibility in that space. Think about it. If I'm going to get my teeth cleaned, I'm going to go to a dentist, right? Probably not going to go to a plumber or an electrician. It's not their area of expertise, right? If I want financial success, I should probably work with a financial advisor or someone who at least understands the industry versus my broke parents or whoever in my life, right, that isn't where I want to go, right? You have to understand that because I'm seeing it happen so often right now. And I think really it's because most people don't have a lot of confidence in themselves and they have to rely on the opinions of others, right? They get excited, they see something, they do a little bit of research, they understand it, they're like, wow, I want to move forward with this. And then all of a sudden, someone comes in and says boo, and they put them off track. And I'm like, okay, you take everything in, but what are you gonna let point you in a direction? Right? Again, logic is how life should be done with. Of course, we need emotion. Emotion pushes us forward. It's the energy, it's the passion behind things. But the direction we go should be backed up by logic. Right? Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Right? And I tell you what, in the financial world, which is where I am, that is the most important thing, especially these days. And I'll tell you why. Number one, there's a lot of information out there, right? If you go back, 50, 100 years ago or somewhere in that range, the challenge was, where do I get the information, right? Like, are there books on it? Like back then, it's like, there was no internet. So it's like, where do I get the information? Now there's a new challenge. There's too much information. There's so many sources. There's so much information. Who do I trust? Right? Where do I get that information from? And that is important. And then now the thing is, who am I taking my advice from? Right? Who am I going to listen to? For example, a lot of the strategies and the companies that we work with at our firm, they've been around for, most of them, a very long time, well over 100 years. They have a track record that is indomitable. It's beautiful. And there's a lot of credibility behind that. And all of a sudden, this is where you got to do your research and you got to look at who's giving me advice, right? Who am I taking advice from? If I want to be a millionaire, I should take advice from millionaires. If I want to be successful in retirement, I should probably take advice from people who either have been successful in retirement or who are helping others become successful in retirement. Because here's the reality. 91% of Canadians, and I'm sure this is pretty much the same in the US and might vary, but more or less the same around the world, 91% of Canadians, though, will retire and be dependent upon someone or something else at some point in their retirement. And that's usually government pensions, which, as everyone knows, are not lavish and are not going up anytime soon and are not enough to cover the cost of living barely today, never mind after the next 10 years of inflation, or family. So if 91% of the people you and I know, 9 out of 10 people, are going to be relying on someone else in some way in retirement, why in the hell would I take any advice from them when it comes to finance? People will puff up their chest, they'll act like they know something, and some do, very small percentage, but majority don't, right? Don't follow what other people are doing, especially the masses, right? They're almost always wrong, and history proves that. Don't follow the masses, or else you're going to follow them off a cliff, right? Finance is such an important subject, and we're talking a lot today about how do we safeguard our money from market corrections, and how do we put our money in a place where I can get my money working for me more than once. It's so important. But again, who are you taking your advice from? right? If I want to be successful spiritually, I should probably talk to someone who's successful in that world, right? Or is at least work with someone who's on that path, right? And seeking mentorship from those who know, right? Who do I talk to? Where do I go? Are the people I'm taking advice from living the life I want to live? Right? And again, I'm talking from the financial perspective because that's the world I'm in. But funnily enough, if that's a word, funnily, but interestingly enough, money touches all of us. It touches each and every one of us. So it's ever more important that we understand how money works and we don't take advice from the majority of people. And again, look at the statistics. Go to the senior homes. Talk to seniors. Are the majority of seniors living the life they wanted to live? Guarantee you, when they were younger, they probably were, evangelical about what they were doing, right? Thinking they had it done, they were doing it the right way, chest puffed up. Oh yeah, we're saving some money in our RRSPs, and oh yeah, we paid off our house, and oh, I'm listening to my parents, and they're doing okay at their jobs. And then all of a sudden, retirement comes around and we realize, well, they failed because they actually had to rely on me, and they had to rely on government pensions, and they're always struggling with money, and I'm on the same trajectory, so darn, it looks like I'm failing, and my kids are following me and they're failing, and it's literally poverty perpetuated over the generations. You gotta break the link. You gotta change something. Something's gotta change. It's gotta be you. It's gotta be you right now. You gotta change the link. So I'm gonna promote what we're doing to help people with that, for sure. Is there a business aspect? For sure. But absolutely, if people take advantage of it, they will get a lot from it. And we're gonna do that through our workshop program. We're gonna be running a series of workshops for every week forever on financial education. And going through those workshops, you're gonna learn awesome information about how money works, on how to whether it's from everything from debt management to investing and wealth transfer and kids education and estate preservation and everything in the middle. You're gonna learn how this works very well on the educational stance. Information that you could apply anywhere and you can use in any way. And I know that the people who come through that course, regardless if they use us or not to implement what they're learning, they're going to get enough that they're going to be able to make it work for their advantage. And more importantly, in my opinion, they're going to be able to teach their kids that information. Hopefully their kids get to go through our workshops as well, but at least they're going to be able to teach their kids. And then guess what? Their kids are going to teach the next generation. And then over time, we're going to change people's lives around money, because we're going to give them the education, we're going to give them the content, we're going to give them the resources and the technologies they need in order to be successful financially. The things that work, not the things that don't work, right? So more information on that. Our first one's coming up on February 26th. It'll be 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to be sending out more information on it, but if you want to be registered, if you want the workbook and the details, send me a direct message and I can get that for you and put you on our list. And I'm looking forward to it. And of course, if you like what you see, bring more people. We need more people in that course. It's free for the public, so we need the more people that come through that course. Number one, we're changing the generations. Number two, it's an opportunity for us to say, hey, we can help you implement what you're learning. Let's learn the information, and if that's all you take, great, but I can help you implement it. We've got a network of the top financial firms in the country, and we can help you put together a solid financial program for you and your family. So have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.